Good morning, GM, everyone, and welcome to another episode of FOMO Hour. Today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. Folks, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful morning here in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Easter weekend is almost here. Jerome Powell tried to rain on our long weekend parade, but it's looking like Bitcoin crypto majors are shaking it off in all of his hawkish comments. And now the question, can we run all weekend? We're going to break it down on today's show, along with a lot more. I was going to say no Mando, but breaking news, Mando is in the studio here today. So we've got Mando on with us. We've got Farcoin on with us. It's going to be a big show indeed. Boys, GM, how you doing?
Good morning, lad. Good morning. Wow, look at that.
Well. How are you?
Dude, Yeet sponsor, Mando's first in the studio, and he's here when he says he's not. I'm telling you. This is we're reformed. We're gonna be fucking cooking now.
This is big. Well, Mando, we appreciate you jumping in. I know you've had a super busy day.
Is CoinRacer fixed?
No, CoinRacer will be fixed on Monday. I think that's what the devs said.
Can the devs please do something, man?
Brother, it's just so many people.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
Farcoin, how's Perry?
Dude, nice. I woke up this morning. I mean, last night, got wine and dined. It was nice. It was a great time at a great restaurant, Beef Bar. And then this morning, 7 a.m. on the dot, had a driver waiting for me downstairs at the hotel. Drove me about an hour out Paris in Dreux onto a private racetrack where we drove GT4 RS and GT4 RS Club Sport that won championships, branded Myriad and Rug Radio. I'm going to be in a little Web3 game. It's going to be fun, and we're going to do a whole partnership. But I got to drive some pretty sick cars on the track for the first time of my life. So I have to say, it was a really good morning.
How fast? How fast are we talking?
I didn't even pay attention. It was like that. It was one of those things where it's like I floored the fucking thing, and it was like some pretty heavy duty cars. So must have gone fast. Gone fast. Yeah, you guys will see the footage, but it was sick.
That sounds pretty fun. So you've had quite the day here already as well. Well, I know everyone's busy, so let's get right into it, folks. What are we going to talk about on today's show? We've got Jerome Powell's comments. He's hawkish. We're going to talk some of the market impact. Looks like NVIDIA CEO Gensler, he's going off to Beijing, perhaps to try to ease some relations here between the U.S. and China. Binance is saying multiple governments are approaching them for their own strategic reserves. So we'll hit that. ETH Bitcoin finds a new low. The trenches showing signs of life. We're going to talk about this whole basis for everyone situation. A new Solana runner hitting $20 million overnight. More recapping of the Launch Lab debut from Radium. Some of this OpenSea cross-chain minting, what that might mean, plus more. Before we dive in, shout out to our partner, Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is the connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to a Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at the checkout. If you want to learn more, follow at Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. We love our partners as always. Mando, if you're ready, let's get into it.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, so I think it was really just a Powell that caused this sell-off. I guess yesterday he had a speech where he was just a little bit hawkish, or just like said he wasn't going to ease, basically. Which I think I've been saying for a while, right? Like, I don't think Powell can really do much in this environment. If you're looking for global liquidity and money printing, it's going to have to come out of other countries, because Powell's going to have to wait and see with what's going on with inflation, like given the size of the tariffs and the uncertainty about whether they'll persist or not. Like he can't be the one here who acts at all here. And the data in the US has gotten weaker in some spots, but it's also not terrible in others. So Powell, I think understandably, just basically saying he's in kind of a wait and see mode. He doesn't feel any rush to reduce rates. the market didn't like it, but has kind of recovered a little bit. Gold continues to be the main thing going on a tear. It's down a little bit today, but yeah, like yesterday there was a point where we kind of sold off, I think about 3 or 4% on stocks, and then we've kind of rebounded a little bit now. So I don't think it's that terrible. Crypto, you have Bitcoin just hanging out still around 84K. We have big outperformance in Solana and Hype continuing. So Hype's back up to 16. Solana's up to 132. Just a general better day for other L1s. Bitcoin dominance is down pretty slightly there. It feels unbelievably quiet to me. I don't know if it does to you, but it feels like crypto Twitter is back to like the depths of the bear here with like who's around. All the tourists seem to have left. And when I look around, it's just like, it's the people who like are posting for yaps. You know what I mean? It's like, it really has returned to our community, let's say. And in that world, like, I think the thing around base yesterday made a lot of noise, but I don't really know. Like, that 15 million just feels like a story that everyone had to have a comment on because it was the only thing really going on. Rather than like,
that's really it.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I wasn't. I thought it was probably not smart of them, but I'm not like. I just don't think enough people really care enough. Yeah, I think the only real like overlay to this is just that Solana feels a little bit better. Radium announced a new token launcher yesterday, so maybe we'll get behind that a little bit for some of the degen activity. Its revenues back up to the highest level since February. I did see another wild stat, which is that Bitcoin ETH is up 100% in the last year. Bitcoin ETH is up 100% in the last year.
This year, basically.
Yeah, basically.
In 3.5 months.
Wild move. I think ETH revenue is dropped below 100K again today. So tough.
It is a jarring number. I mean, when we started the year, it was 26, 27 ETH per one Bitcoin. And like that was like, fairly high, but kind of in the ranges we had seen before. And then now 1 quarter later, it's 53, which is just, it is just a eye-popping number for me. And that's just like, how high is it going to go? And is there a bottom or a top? And it doesn't feel like there is. And it's smashing my beloved Punk's Bitcoin ratio along with it. But that's a tough one. When you see this, it's just like, how do you justify holding Ethereum?
Yeah.
Look at this. It's a tricky one. I want to come back to some of Powell's comments. So Powell keeps saying that he's going to hold the line, right? But these CME rate futures tell a bit of a different story. So the May, we're just seeing 11% odds of a cut. So no one thinks there's going to be a cut really in May. June odds are at 60% for a cut. And then when you go to December, we're at 30. The highest probability is 4 cuts. 35%. So people think the rate cuts are coming still clearly. But that doesn't totally jive with what Powell's saying. And Powell's saying that he thinks tariffs are going to drive inflation up. So if inflation is driven up and we're not going to even know and start seeing these impacts for months to come, how is he cutting rates? So is the market just betting that he's bluffing effectively? Like, what's your take on this?
It's a good point you're making. And I think it's more that Powell can't say anything. Like, it's impossible for him to say anything. He can't say, look, we're going to cut rates when you announce massive tariffs, which could potentially drive up prices. That would just not make sense. But I think the market is predicting that the US is going to face some form of mild recession here. or bad recession. It's definitely the market. This is the market saying, you know, things could get a little bit bad here. That's my go.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some more of those headlines along those lines. So like Bloomberg was tweeting this morning, 24% of Americans scrapping plans for major purchases like homes or cars due to tariffs and due to like broader economic uncertainty right now. We had Stats on the show last week, and he basically said he finds himself making decisions like, let's go to a cheaper restaurant tonight. And I think we are starting to see more of that. Farcoin, I know you're traveling. I'm curious, like, what's your boots on the ground take? Like, are you seeing signs of anyone in your circles tightening belts?
I don't know, bro. Wizard of Soho is part of my circle, so it's tough. You know, he's buying a house a week, and then Perio's building a new swimming pool and skateboarding inside of it this morning. And then Mando, you know, Mando is being Mando. No, I'm kidding, but it's I don't outside of the crypto bubble, yes, let's put it that way. Absolutely, I see it in my mom, right? Little brother. Like, it's not like they're swimming in money. Yeah, help my family out, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not like my mom has to, like, she pays more attention, right? So outside of the Twitter bubble, yes, my friends, right? Even when we go out, but that's been happening for a minute. But Canada is also separate. Like, Canada's really been fucked before you guys, right? Our dollar, the economy, inflation is horrible. Groceries are extremely expensive in Canada. So I've been saying this for a long time, right? About Montreal, how when I leave my home, I kind of feel really bad and a little bit guilty sometimes, genuinely, because, you know, I'm here with my homies and I often pay for everything because I love it. Like, I want to treat people, but like, I can tell like they probably can't keep up with certain things. And I think it's catching up to America now, but Canada had it before you guys in a way. So definitely, I've been seeing it happening. And in Montreal, like, a lot of bar owners, restaurant owners kept complaining that there's not enough people going, so they close more days. Nobody's buying $300 fucking bottle of vodka at a club, right? So I think in the crypto bubble, the answer is no. Depends on the market, but at 85K Bitcoin, and, you know, Solana's still doing quite good, and there's still some runners. So people are, I feel like a lot of people cashed up in this last run, honestly, and actually did pretty good. But in general, like, outside of the crypto bubble, and I invite people to actually exit that bubble to get a little taste of what money is like. You know, it's definitely felt. Absolutely.
I think my take is this is more tied to uncertainty than like true current state pain.
I think it's like what Logan was saying about his parents, right? Remember? Like, they finally called him to ask what to do with their, like, money and stuff. Like, I think it's uncertainty.
People are worried. They aren't necessarily like struggling to make to pay the bills in April 2025. But the next few months, perhaps the back half of the year, are a little bit more uncertain. So people are starting to tighten up. Problem is that's going to be reflected in all the economic data for Q2. So I think that is what also could point to a potential recession here. So we'll certainly see. There are a few other macro headlines on the day. Let's see. So we had like the March housing numbers. We had jobless claims. I think the jobless claims came in a bit under expectations. Housing was much worse. Housing startups and building were worse than expected. I think on the crypto front, probably the most interesting headline came right before the show. VanEck saying multiple governments and sovereign wealth funds are approaching them about crypto reserves. So this is going to be a continuing thread to monitor here. We've talked about the American Strategic Reserve and how that might come about. The wild card, of course, is if someone beats them to it, right? If other countries start building these out. So I don't know if we'll get specific data here. But Mando, curious if you have any takes on this one. You know, we've talked about whether or not it makes sense for the U.S. and coming out and buying perhaps does not. Of course, we know a few other countries' sovereign wealth funds do hold crypto-related assets, like Norway holds MicroStrategy. Do you think they're just kind of pumping their own bags? Do you think there's more substance to this?
I think a lot of countries are probably reaching out to Binance about that. I don't know if they're like major countries. I would say it's a lot of poorer countries. In many ways, crypto is more attractive to failed states, you know, where their currencies are not doing that well. I don't know if like any of the G7 might reach out to Binance here. But if I'm Pakistan, who just made CZ their advisor, like you're going to see a lot of that. A lot of countries with the ability to either mine crypto or potentially buy it would reach out to them. I don't think Norway is one of those countries. I don't think it's China.
Yeah, that makes sense. Countries who have a little bit more to gain, perhaps, and are willing to take on the speculation.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. I'm sure we'll continue to monitor that thread. I think the biggest story of the day, maybe we can just kind of go there, or real quick before we do, continue to see the global M2 supply. Our good friend Raul Paul.
We love that chart.
Our good friend Raul Paul was doing his own spin on this here yesterday. I've seen so many iterations of this. I've seen the 108-day lag, the 120-day lag of M2. So everyone's just going to keep changing the timeline and overlay until it finally matches up. But if they're right, it does seem like we are getting close-ish to where this bottoming zone starts to turn around. So some hopium out there. And we know that the global M2 supply is going up. I think largely driven by China right now.
I think we'll be fine. This is the calm before the storm, lads. This is the calm before the storm. Everyone's going to expect selling may go away, but they're going to go away and we're going to cook. And they're going to be away from their keys, partying in the beaches of Saint-Tropez. And we're just going to be out here, seeing new highs and chilling.
I think this is the summer to stay online. 2021, right? It was hot.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Summer
we're on the 4-year.
Movie.
And then I'll give credit to Easy on the Nifty show this morning. He said, buy in May and pray. So I think
buy in May, pray is the quote this year. I like that. It's a good one.
That is a good one. So yeah. I will be doing my share of that, or at least holding through May and praying every day. Let's talk about what happened on base yesterday. So I'll go through it. We got the tweet around 4 p.m. or so, 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern. Base says base is for everyone. They've got this image here, and then their second tweet, they coined it. So they effectively tokenized this on Zora. So the token is live. They went on to post about it a bit more. We see the early price action. So I guess this came out around 2 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. It immediately grinds up to 15 million, maybe overshoots 15 million briefly. And then they launch a second token and it plummets 90%. And then, of course, that's when everyone on CT comes out and starts victory lapping the decline in the token. Jesse Pollock goes on a press tour, effectively kind of talking about their ideas here and what they're trying to do. Let's see if I can find those Jesse tweets. He goes out and describes content coins versus meme coins, and he's pointing that this is more of a content coin, and just talking in general about his idea that they want to tokenize everything. He retweeted some of his old tweets from a few months back. I'm going to try to find them here, folks, where he basically said, when you drop one token, it's going to be called a rug. When I launch 10 coins, they will when I launch one coin, they'll tell you I'm launching a meme coin. When I launch 10, they will tell you I'm rugging. When I launch 100, they will realize that I'm pioneering the next generation of media, culture, and content. So he really leaned into this, went on Spaces, was defending what they're trying to do. As I understand it, basically saying everything like Instagram content, phrases, image, just anything creative, they want to tokenize it and bring it to base. And so they executed that by launching multiple tokens yesterday. And the second token is what drove the immediate sell pressure on basis for everyone. But playing this out, the folks who bought the FUD have done quite well here. So it bottomed below 1 million, reached over 20 million.
15x.
Yeah, easy, quick 15x. And even right now, it's at 13 million. So a 13x here. We saw a variety of responses. We can get into those here in a second. Froke, maybe I'll toss it to you. Quick reactions to the situation, and then maybe part two, like, do we need tokens for everything? What's your take on that?
I mean, you're free to do what you want with your money. And also, I want to publicly state that I think it's lame to celebrate immediately divesting of long-term builders who are rewarding us for our contributions and using tokens to bring us in as co-builders, long-term over short-term.
Incredible.
No, for real. Bro, everyone's tagging me on the last time at dinner. Everyone's tagging me like I got like the everlasting beef with Jesse. Like, dude, the guy, like, I don't even care. And actually, I the people I'm with here literally are building stuff for base. My opinion on the matter, because I did think about it a little bit, because I did read some of the commentary this morning on X, is yes, I do believe social content should be on chain and tokenized. So the future of future Instagram, like what Zora's doing, should be on chain. The crypto articles are all technically on chain, like they're still on Walrus, yada 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 yada. So yes, content on chain makes sense. No, I do not believe that every single piece of content should then become a token. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like the idea that like every single post becomes a token, because then what if I want, because I actually looked into it, I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like I would actually, because I take a lot of photos, I do a lot of cool things. I love sharing my food videos on X that you guys see it all the time. I want to share things on this Zora thing, but as someone with 500,000 followers, and you know what happens when I share stuff or whenever, whatever, if this post I make becomes a coin and the coin gets rugged, which it will, because I'm not gonna have anything to do with it, nor pump it or anything, I'm one who's gonna take a blame. And so this is what happened to base. So I think like this is one of those things where I think like obviously, because like Mando's right. I actually agree with him wholeheartedly. Like this became a big deal because there's nothing going on right now. Also because Jesse has made it so that a lot of people may not really like him, right? Also, and I think that I don't think he did anything base. It's not even Jesse. I don't think base did anything wrong. At first I was like, what the fuck is this? It's terrible. But then I looked into it. I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of the idea that every post becomes a coin. No, I don't like it. And this is what makes me, as someone with a large following, uncomfortable to maybe use the product. Because then what? You guys are going to tokenize my stake pick. And then what? I'm going to get blamed because on-chain is going to come out of me. So what's the repercussions down the line with this? Now, we know it's Trump's America, but what happens when it's not? What happens when I have 100 posts up, and that means I have technically 100 coins tied to me, but hey, we have Myriad coming, so that should be my fault. So, it for the common person, and I mean the person that just doesn't have a following, that wants to share stuff, I get it. I'm just a little worried about what happens then. Maybe Jesse or his team or the Zora want to come up. We should host them to come and explain this. Jesse asked for spaces to come on to. He should actually come on here. You guys should tag Jesse, have a convo with him about it. Like, actually, I don't care about the cattle shit. This is just stupid. But I just don't know. +1 for Farouk to be deported to CCOT. Fuck you, man. But you know what I mean? What do you feel about that?
No, I'm with you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with tokenizing everything. I think that the problem here, a couple. Alan, I agree with Alan's thoughts. Alan, that Pump Fund founder, basically saying that there comes some responsibility when you have a large following, a large platform, and a lot of social capital.
That's it.
You launch a token, that there are going to be expectations for that, and like that you can get yourself into a messy situation. So, and I think there is a difference between like open edition NFT mints and tokens, right? Like we've seen that, and Base has launched their share of open edition NFTs, and we never really saw anyone complain about those, right? And we had some people speculated, some people would mint 1,000 of those.
Yeah,
I minted 100 of some of those Base NFTs for speculation purposes, and I didn't get mad about it. But it's a little bit different when you see that token run to 15 million in the first 10 minutes and the whole Base team is behind it. So I understand that's part of the fallout. The other part of the fallout was this whole like Solana versus Base.
Yeah, there's always that stuff is
And I mean, a lot of people threw Solana under the bus for the meme coin meta and how they how their leadership was behind meme coins and effectively implicit or complicit in some of what happened. And now you've got base leadership throwing themselves behind effectively the same thing.
I mean, to be fair, and this is nothing as a team because I think the team is great. On Solana, time.fun I think is awesome. I've checked it out. They've asked me multiple times to join the thing. I've seen them in my mentions, and actually I should answer them just out of respect. But one of the reasons I've not done it is because it becomes a coin, right? So there's a Farcoin token that's out. I don't want that. You know, all the attention I'm going to push is going towards Myriad whenever that happens. You know what I mean? It's like I have to focus on this. So as someone with a following, I have a different approach to this, and you guys too, right? Both of you, right? Man's whole focus is only going to be Yeet now. He can't afford having posts out there that he makes tied to a coin. You know what I mean? And then there's the expectation of people, and we've seen this happen technically with Friend Tech. We all became coins. Remember that, guys? We were all coins. So I don't know. It's weird, and I do think. Yeah, I do think maybe Jesse misunderstands. Maybe I don't want to put words in his mouth, but maybe he misunderstands what the people. Actually, Jingtao kind of wrote this. What the people kind of want versus what they're trying to build with it. I'm curious to hear it from him, but I don't see. I guess I agree to disagree, right?
I'm curious, like, what their end goals. And again, maybe this is part of the discussion with them. But like, so you've got 1,000 tokens of all these phrases. So what? Like, I guess I'm still in the camp. Like, why do we need this? I don't know. Maybe the idea is to encourage everyone to embrace their inner creator and to try to break down barriers so that we get more things tokenized. I think the jury is still out whether or not there's a market for that. I've got Jingtao's post up here. I do tend to agree with him here. And he's basically saying that Base doesn't understand the real culture, that they come from a little bit more of a dev background, perhaps a little bit more of a corporate background. And they're whiteboarding these ideas, and things might make sense in the meeting room, in the Coinbase office, but they don't make sense for the people who are actually the day-to-day users and traders who trade these things. And he's saying that Alan had a leg up here because Alan was in the trenches trading all these things, trying to figure out how to make money. And effectively, he's saying that Jesse didn't necessarily share that background. And when you look at some of the things that Base has done with respect to tokenizing and open editions, it does feel like there's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
What's the last Base mint token that you got fired up to, like, I'm going to bridge over and really start firing into this thing?
Probably Kaido. No, memecoin, sorry.
I don't consider Kaido really a Base product.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm curious, like, for the token itself. I was away from keyboard. I was driving.
I'm so surprised you're not all over this.
I would have. So here's the thing. I was lucky because had I seen this at $10 million and just straight up, I probably would have bought. I don't think I would have bought huge. I would have clipped a few thousand into this for sure. And I would have lost it. I had some friends who sharply bought that first dip. So they did well. I think Nate Alex was patting himself on the back this morning for buying the dip as well.
Probably smart. There was so much attention at 1 mil. Fuck it, right?
It's interesting here at 12 million. I don't know that this one's going to have legs. I think some people have the hope that Coinbase would list it. I think they would get massive pushback if Coinbase listed this one.
Yeah, maybe not. But also, does it? Stupid question, maybe, but it's on Ethereum, right? At the end of the day, Ethereum price action is not great, so that does not help for runners. Maybe that also doesn't help.
Yeah, I'm not buying it here. I'm happy to be sidelined on this one.
Yeah,
I think it might have 2 to 3x upside. I don't think it's got 10x upside.
I'm so indifferent to all this stuff right now.
Yeah. So, like, what would get you out of your indifference? And it looks like this is selling off now, but the trenches are heating up. So last night, Solana had its first $20 million daily runner. in quite some time. We've started to see a month ago it was 5 million and the first day was great. A couple weeks ago it was 10 million. Now we've got one at 20. Bubble Maps came out and tweeted this morning this was heavily bundled. So that likely had something to do with this. This thing was 70% bundled. So I don't own this. Do your own research if you want to buy this. I'm just telling you right now, it's got bundled. I don't know if that was on by design or not. But $20 million volume in 12 hours, and it hit 20 million. So the opportunities are starting to come back. I think is my point. And I guess what do you need to see for Oak where you're going to start having some capital put aside to like, okay, I'm going to start playing some of these again? Are you close to that? Or are you still pretty far from that?
Nah, I need a daily fucking $50 million runner, man. It's not worth it, right? I'd rather play, like I said yesterday, the Farcoin volume, volatility. You know, like maybe when Solana's back steady above like that 180, 200 mark, maybe. I think that's when fun starts. You know, I'm boring.
That's when the game will be harder. So like it is like an easier mode right now.
But how do you find that one defiant one, for example? I didn't see it on my timeline. What is it?
Yeah. So Defiant, and I wasn't really around last night. I wasn't really actively trading. I think this is from it's tied into that group that was tied to the RFC coin, which just ran to 100 million. So like it's a Twitter account. They have interactions with Elon quite a bit, which is kind of similar to how the RFC narrative took shape. But some of the other recent runners, I think it's just kind of being on the timeline, seeing what starts to get talked about, what starts to get traction. Then they're in the $5 to $10 million range. And then you kind of look for that first 60 to 70% pullback. And if you like the RR there, you just hop in. But what's nice is about right now is there aren't 25 coins to pick from. Like there's still only really one or two hot tokens to even take a look at. And I'm not saying any of these are a buy right now. And I think this is going to be a weird weekend, especially into Easter and folks are AFK.
There's going to be an Easter runner, right?
Hope so.
Speaking of Easter, quickly, the code for the Yeet giveaway today. I like the name Yeet. Honestly, that's a good domain. You really cook with Yeet.com and at Yeet, by the way. The branding guy in me really just gets really like so like I have a hard on for that every time I see it. Anyways, TMI. Easter is the code. EASTER. No, sorry. I just love usernames. And I used to like trade usernames like 10 years ago and shit. Easter. EASTER. EASTER is Yeetster. Not bad. Yeetster. EASTR is the code today. Join in. You have to have the referral code FOMO hour if you want to win. It's gotta be FOMO hour. Not Wizard of Soho or Kook. They're gonna hate me, these two guys. I keep naming them. But anyways, Tyler, back to you.
Yeah. You mentioned playing the Farcoin ranges. Like this it's playing out right now. So we just keep,
and it's an easy one to play.
It's between 80 cents and 95 cents. It's been doing this for 6 days now. You sell at 95, you buy at 80. And you've been waiting for a time to get in. So do you want to see it go well below 80 for your entry, or are you going to start playing the range, or just continue to kind of watch this one play out? What do you think, Farcoin?
On this, I don't know. I'm not even doing it for what it's worth, but like every time you see a dip, you buy some, and if it dips more, you buy more. And then you just keep selling it on the way up. Like I feel like this is going to be the story of this. And if you believe like us that there's going to be another run, then Farcoin's going to run with the rest. So worst case, you caught holding it a little back for a little bit if you can afford it, and then it runs higher. Like, do you guys think, I have a question for you two. Like, do you guys think Farcoin goes back to its lows? 300, 3 to 4, even 400?
I do not.
In the next 6 months.
I mean, a lot could change in 6 months.
Yeah.
So like, if like
does it Bart Simpson back down?
I feel like the next level, like the next level support is like the 660 cents.
Yeah, 6, fine. I could see that easily. Went to 700 like 3 days ago. What do you think, Mando? Do you think Farcoin could just reverse back to like 250 mil, 350 mil?
Maybe on a wick. You never know. You never know.
You never know. It's true. It takes one guy just to say fuck it.
Well, it just takes the global markets to say fuck it at some stage, right? It can get dangerous.
Yeah, but don't worry, bro. Don't worry, bro. The
Be
Habs
cool.
are in the playoffs. You know what that means? Montreal is in the playoffs. Okay, that just that's all you need to know.
That's big. That'll
It's
be one of
huge.
our driving factors across global markets here.
Absolutely.
Let's go around the horn. We'll wrap this up in a few minutes, and we'll get to the Yeet games. Launch Lab Day 2. The clear winner was this time token. I think it hit 6 million at peak. It's back at 3 million. This raked token's now at 750,000. Those are the only 2 tokens really that have made much of a splash. 30 tokens have graduated, 5 are above 100K. So that's your market report. We'll see how this continues to progress. It's hard. One thing we've seen with all these new launch pads, it's very hard to force good memes, right? Like we're not missing memes because of a lack of ability to launch them. It's just the lack of good content, good teams, and virality. So just the existence of this new Launch Lab platform is not going to, in itself, make successful new memes. The wild card is if like the Radium group wanted to kind of push some tokens on their own platform, kind of like what we see with Base and the Bankless guys kind of rallying behind Bases for everyone. So that's a wild card to see. So if there's a weekend runner, will it come on Launch Lab? I don't know. I don't know if I'm betting that it will. Probably.
I mean, if I was the founders, they have a lot of money in Radium. I'm
That's
not saying they should, but I'm just saying, if I was the founders of Radium, I'd be pushing the shit.
Yeah, it's
Did Fartium do well? Because yesterday I was trying to buy that one at like 30K because I was like, "Fuck it, it's funny." I guess it died.
Did it not even graduate? Yeah, I don't even see it on this list.
All right, but don't buy this. I don't have any. I have 0, guys.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I thought it was funny because I'm stupid. But see, even that stuff, I'm reluctant. Like back then, I used to go on Pump Fun and just throw like 1 soul at like 50 coins for fun. I don't even do this anymore. I still pay for the weekly wisdom, and I haven't even been in that chat in like weeks. Still get my monthly fucking. I still pay that $70 a month.
All his houses right there.
Just shout out to Wiz. I give him a lot of shit on his code, so I had to shout him out real quick. By the way, speaking of X copy, you just scroll through X copy, dude. That edition that minted for 2 ETH not long ago, one of them just sold for like 38 ETH, dude.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like yesterday.
Wow, I missed that. Let me try to find it.
It's what's it called again? Can someone refresh my memory? It's the one he just minted out. Man, why am I?
Let's see if I can find it on trending.
Go to the X copy bot, and the remnant number 1 sold for 38.84 ETH 17 hours ago. I saw that. So,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
Remnant
dude,
number 1.
And the grifter sold again for 17 ETH. So those are holding really strong. If you're talking NFTs and art, yeah, remnants. Thank you, Lukey. But sold for number 1 though. But it was a 2 ETH mint. Not bad. It was raffle.
Yeah, I mean X copy has been still pretty hot here.
Yeah.
Wow, another one sold for. These are selling for like 9 ETH, 11 ETH.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. There. X copy market is not no bear market.
I'll just be honest. No one cares about my opinion on glitch art, but I was never a fan of the remnants.
It's just it's just a matter of your taste, right? Like some people love that stuff.
38.8 ETH for number 1.
Oh, free mint for rare pass. I'm sorry, it was a free mint. Sorry about that.
Then 11 ETH for this one. That is.
Yeah, dude. But they moved though. If you click on the thing, you know what I mean? Mando, you still have your art?
The floor is 10 now. Wow.
Yeah. Mando, you still have your art with Ovi?
Do I still have my what?
Your art.
Yeah, all of it.
You guys kept it? Yeah, these guys have the really nice X copy 1-of-1s.
Yeah, he walked us through it that one day. I was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was floored. I didn't realize that you had all of those. So clearly, you guys have an incredible collection.
That's how we first came in. We're OGs
Yes.
in the crypto art space.
Yeah.
Clearly. And now it is easier for new participants to add to their NFT collections thanks to this update from OpenSea, where you can mint an NFT using any native currency, any cryptocurrency across any of their supported chains. So there is an Xcopy mint on ETH. You can mint it using AVAX. You can mint it using ApeCoin. And you should be able to mint it using Solana here soon. If that's not enabled yet, it will be, because Solana is their latest supported chain. So it's a big one. There's not a massive demand for new NFT mints right now. I think we get one hyped NFT mint every couple of weeks, maybe a couple per month. But this is nice, right? They are abstracting away some of the pain in a multi-chain world. So we see what you're doing, OpenSea. I like this progress, and they are starting to eliminate some user experience hurdles here. So I know we're supposed to have Devin on the show like a month ago.
That's on me. I'll ping him. I'll ping him. I think he got busy too. He pushed a little bit, and then I pushed, and then we kind of lost each other.
I think some of the criticism, and it was fair, that OpenSea didn't really innovate for 3 to 4 years.
Definitely didn't.
OpenSea 2 was kind of like a blur copy at first, but now I think we can say like this is some innovation here. Like they are trying to solve some real issues for those who are trading across chains right now. And the NFTs is one thing. I think that being able to do this with tokens is even bigger. So hats off to them. We'd love to talk to them more deeply about this. We have about 10 minutes left in the show. I think that kind of went through the items on my list.
It's quiet, dude. We're all just chilling on the show talking about a single topic for like 17 minutes. You know it's quiet. But at least we're here. By the way, I like your sweater.
Oh, thank you.
Is that a birthday sweater?
It's one of my suburb sweaters.
That's the rich man new house sweater. I like it.
That's the 40-year-old jumper is right there.
I really like it. The chat was talking about your sweater. Yeah, Anon, you need to bet $1. So basically TLDR, because we're about to get to that. The code is Easter. So you have maybe one more minute to get into the raffle bot. You have to make an account using the FOMO Hour code and affiliate, and then you have to bet $1. The reason for that, guys, is just we're trying to avoid like all the botting and stuff like that, and it's one of the best ways to do so. So if you guys don't mind, just put $1 bet. And by the way, if you want to gamble more, you're welcome to. Responsibly.
You can bet less, I think, right? Like you can bet anything. I
think we set it at $1. Yeah.
Okay,
but if you want to gamble more responsibly, you're welcome to. I'm cooking. That's just how things go. And you could cook too. Anyways, can you spare $1 bet today? That's so funny. Should we go? Should we pick a winner?
I have to chime in and say we missed a golden opportunity for the code word to be Yeetster.
Yeet.
Oh, wow.
Monday. We have Monday. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go. Lucas, let's go.
And this has always
Get out here, Lucas. Come on up. All right, come on up, Tukas. Please tell me you're here, man. I like you. I know you listen a lot. You got to be live. Let's give him a second, because yesterday we clearly had a glitch where the person was actually here. Do you guys see that maybe on your... Oh, maybe you, because you're the main host, you see maybe more people than me?
I don't see them yet. I'm checking.
Tukas.
Oh, this will be harsh. He's a big FOMO out guy.
I know. He's even got Reg Gay and Rug Radio in his bio. And he's retweeting all our shit.
Tukas.
We're giving you extra time just because, we know the new model is a little more confusing for people, but since it's new. Tukas, I see Tukas and listeners.
Said he's here on YouTube.
No, I literally see him in listener. So we could technically, we've done this before. We run with it if he's here. Oh, no, he's here. There you go. I sent him an invite. There you go.
All right.
Easy. A little pudgy. Love to see it.
Lucas, you're on stage. If you can hear me, you won. How you feeling? I may be struggling.
Unmute, Tukas. We
There
don't
you
have to.
Hi.
Yo!
Hey, you won.
Nice. Let's go.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you.
So, should we do lamb chop? I know you. Let's do lamb chop, right? It's more fun, right? What should we do, Mando?
Yeah, whichever one you want. Maybe lamb chop. Maybe lamb chop.
Yeah, let's do lamb chop. It's more fun. The boys like Plinko, but we can do Plinko too. But all right, Tukas, listen. Can you see us?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So listen, you've already won $500 in cash, so congratulations. Let's start off with that. So congrats. You already have, so just so you know, you already have 500 USDT in the bank. Know that when you make the next decisions. Now, we're going to play lamb chop. So I'm going to set it on easy. Should we do easy, Mando, or actually, Tukas, what difficulty do you
easy.
want?
Do
I would
easy.
do easy.
Do
Let him
easy.
pick. Let him pick.
It's an instant death. Do easy.
No,
Yeah.
let him pick.
Do it easy.
Fuck. Okay, fine. All right. Easy. So, okay, so you can see us. So you get two $250 runs. And as I said, you've already won $500. So let's go. All right. You're at $268. You want to keep going? I can't hear him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sorry. Oh.
Yep,
it
he
failed?
said yes.
Hold on. No, wait. Oh, wait.
Hold on,
It
what did you
bugged.
do?
Wait. No, it worked now. Okay, you got saved. Okay, he's in. Okay, sorry. Wait.
Okay.
Did I already play? No, that's
I
the
have
first
no
game. Okay.
idea.
Sorry. You're at 268. Do you want to keep going?
Yep.
Boom. 297. Keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go. Kick his ass. Kick his
Oh
ass.
my god.
Oh, got gobbled up.
All right. Well, it's okay because guess what? You got another run, Tukas. You got another run. Are you ready? Let's go. All right. The first one we got to click. Boom. Oh, come on. Boom. Let's
Oh,
go.
knocked him out.
I love that. All right. 268. Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. That
Oh,
was bad.
bad
Bad run.
Damn. Out of luck today, Tukas. It's okay because guess what? You're still leaving the show with $500. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys.
You're
No
welcome.
worries.
Thank you.
It happens, man. It happens.
The way she
It
goes
happens.
sometimes.
Hey, listen. We've given away like $5,000 on our week one. There's no show tomorrow, but we already did Fridays yesterday. So we've already given away like $5,000 on the first week of the show. So
Yeah.
I think I would call that a success. I would
Good
call that a
start.
success. I think I'm gonna go gamble a little bit. Some lamb chop. Damn. Now I want to play. Fuck.
Well, yeah, so to do it, you have to sign up FOMO hour and then you have to play $1, it sounds like, right?
Yeah. That's it.
All right.
That's
How many people do we
That's
have
it.
right now who are in the running for these prizes? Seems like pretty
mean,
good
we-
odds.
376.
276.
that's your answer. Yeah, 376 people. So you have a lot of chances to win. If you're in there. So it's a good one. Anyways, all right, lads. Well, no show tomorrow.
It's $1 grand a
Happy
day,
Easter.
basically, for everyone on the list. If everyone wins it, then it's $1 grand a day.
$1 grand a day. That's what we're gonna do.
4,780 we've done in 4 days.
Wow, nice.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, look, we have there's that. There you have it. So tomorrow's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. There's not going to be a show, but we will be back on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.